I want to tell you about the camping trip that made me never want to sleep outdoors again. We'd set up camp by a perfectly still lake. Everything was peaceful. But I woke up around 3 a.m. to the strangest feeling. The nylon walls of my tent were breathing. It started with a slow, deep inhale, the fabric lifting up and sucking inward, getting closer and closer to my face. Then came this long, warm exhale, so human-like, it made my chest lock up in fear. I couldn't move, couldn't breathe. Then a single finger, or what felt like a finger, dragged slowly across the outside of the tent. It started down by my feet and traced a line all the way up to my head. My blood ran cold. I heard footsteps, heavy and deliberate, circling my tent just once before fading into the night. The next morning, I convinced myself it was a dream. But when I checked outside, there was only one set of prints leading to my tent and none leading away. Things only got weirder from there. Later that day, as the sun began to set, a faint voice drifted across the lake. It was weak, pleading, "Help me." ... double quotes. We all heard it.
We scanned the opposite shore, but there was no one there.
The voice came again. "Help me." ... double quotes. But this time it sounded closer. We kept looking, but the surface of the lake was like glass, not a single ripple. The calls continued, getting nearer with each repetition, until the whisper was right behind us. "Help me!" it rasped. But the tone had changed. It was no longer pleading. It was angry. We didn't wait to see what it was. We all scrambled back toward the campsite, our hearts pounding. That night, sleep was impossible. Just huddled by the fire, jumping at every snap of a twig, every rustle of leaves. Just before dawn, when we were all exhausted and on edge, my friend grabbed my arm and pointed toward the tree line. My stomach dropped. Standing there, silhouetted against the dark woods, was a figure. It was unnaturally tall and thin, with a neck that was bent at a horrifying, crooked angle. It just stood there, watching us. Then it took a step. It was the slowest, most deliberate step I've ever seen, completely silent. It took another, then another, inching its way out of the darkness and toward our fire. One of our friends, who had dozed off, suddenly woke up with a jolt. And in that instant, the moment his eyes opened, the figure was gone. It just vanished. We didn't need any more convincing. We packed up our gear in record time, practically throwing everything into the car. As we were about to leave, with the first light of morning finally breaking through, we saw it. Round our tents were long, deep footprints, much larger than any humans, and on every single tree surrounding our campsite, there were fresh scratch marks, gouged deep into the bark, right at face height. We drove away and never looked back. If you enjoyed these stories and want more chills, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next nightmare. Thanks for watching.